Hello and welcome back to Loresworn Chronicles Crusader Kings, where we are playing as the Kingdom of Curonia and King Viestur's the Sword of Perkunas. It's kind of getting up there in age. I don't want to switch to hunting focus to keep him alive longer just because our preferred heir is a young, attractive genius who I would like to have in power for a good long time if possible. So we just finished conquering this area around the Gulf of Danzig from the Finns, or the Kingdom of Finland, which is actually currently ruled by a Pomeranian Slavic guy. And we are now about to go to war with the iconoclast Christian Kingdom of Poland for Arkona, which is our last holy site that we don't hold yet. So, this is the first major war between the Dievturiba and a strong Christian realm. We're going to holy war for... I don't know what the actual thing is called. Rugen... That includes the entire... That includes the island, right? Chiefdom of Rugen. Okay, so we're also going to take a little bit of land on the mainland here. Okay, let's make it happen. Nearby iconoclast rulers may join. So the first clash between Baltic pagans and Christianity is taking place in 915, and we are the aggressors, which is the opposite of real history. We are definitely going to hire our holy order, and then we are going to call up the whole gang. The gang is all here. Nope, I accidentally moused out of my CK2 client. And let's just meet up in the capital. What do you guys say? And figure it out from there. I'm going to go down to speed 3 because this is going to be a major war with a foe that has considerable strength. Oh, I didn't save up enough money. We're going to have to read the future from a goat's entrails. Okay, good. That's good. We are probably going to run out of money, though. I should have maybe gone on some raids before... is it possible to take the war chest ambition? It's not. How old is this kid? He's 12. In 4 more years, I can take the war chest ambition. Because yeah, we're gonna be losing quite a bit of money month over month, I think, with this many troops raised. Random courtier has finished education. Well, at least our the budget deficit is going to be somewhat made up for by the fact that we got favorable omens. Robbers and Latgale, okay. So, starting a giant war with the Christians is going to put our realm into debt. Is there any way we could ask for money or something? No, probably not. What would we... To found a custom empire, what is it? Realm size of 180? Yeah, we're about halfway there. Versus if we were going to found a de jure empire, we'd need to conquer almost all of Poland, which I kind of don't want to do. I kind of think it's more interesting if they stick around as the saviors of Christianity. What the heck? Oh, some raiders showed up like right as we're organizing this gigantic army to go fight the Poles. How unlucky is that for them? And they must be from England. Yeah, I was going to say that's the Anglo-Saxon unit model. So, what is the religious makeup of England right now, by the way? They're still mostly Catholic. They've still resisted heresy and heathen ways for the most part. Alright. Everybody group up on me. And we're gonna go smash some poles. Famous writer, yeah, we don't have the money. I'm sorry. We can't, there'll be no family chronicle written about us in 916. It's tempting to just go swoop up all of their forces, but, country of Danzig has been converted to the faith, nice. I think he's calling in some allies, possibly some tribal vassals. Littlefinger. Oh shit! Look at that! Waldensian England, under King Alfred, has, I don't know if he broke free in a war or what, but he's reclaimed southern England and a huge swath of France. So, I actually wondered if this would happen, if it would look like Christianity was doomed and then the year 900 would happen and then suddenly it would start to flip. So we might have Waldensians as the other major branch of Christianity, who knows, depending on how well he does. And if the Pope can convert him to, or convince him to convert back to the other branch. We can't keep sending you money, dude. Like, if the amount of money we've spent on you already is not enough to keep you in line. Let's see. This is not my relative, so I mean, I would rather he become diligent. Maybe he can be an advisor or something. Okay. And then we're gonna just knock over all of these holdings. We are not going to wait for any sieges because we don't need to, because we have enough men to just absolutely demolish them. And then we will march into the heart of Poland, who I'm wondering if they're distracted by something else right now. Oh yeah, they are super under attack. The Emir of Savoy, the Duke of Franconia, the Chief of Sucavia, me, obviously, King of Brno, Bohemia. Yeah, so Poland's not in good shape. We picked an opportune time to attack them. Okay. We just want our moral authority. In RP terms, we are trying to cement our control over the Baltic. Thank you. Thank you for praising me. I appreciate it. By now somebody's yelling in the comments that I have a duel to do. I have just remembered that. Whether I will remember it till the end of this war is another matter, but I do intend to finish that at some point. Let's march on down to their capital. We probably didn't even need the Holy Order. We probably could have asked the birds for an omen and been fine. So just as it's rising to power, the iconoclast kingdom of Poland is being attacked on all sides. Propose that the King of Novgorod, and they want to marry Ruta, who is the granddaughter of Baisa. She's not very smart. I'm gonna say sure, go ahead. King Zbigniew the Dragon. He's a fair bit older than her, but by middle age standards, I've seen much creepier age differences. By medieval standards, I should say. Okay, we have Butovit. He's a pretty boy, but he's also sickly. And And this is another grandson of Baisa. Baisa's descendants they breed a lot. What's our current, not family tree, I want dynasty. We're still only at 23 living members. We haven't exactly become ubiquitous yet. Okay, is there a river crossing here? Sirods. No, there is not. So we will be tactically advantaged. I feel like we have a better guy than this or a better girl, rather, to lead the center. Yeah, that looks better to me. All right, massive battle at Cracow, as we often call it, in the west, between our forces and the forces of the Christian Poles. And in the this first major battle, let's see, anyone with a portrait that indicates you're important will keep you. Otherwise, we're going to sacrifice you to Dievas. It's a resounding victory. We only lost about 1,600 men. They lost 4,500. And this is still a tribal capital, so it's not going to be that easy or that difficult to take. Offer peace. We're going to enforce those demands. Curonian Holy War for Rugen is successful. Hopefully they can focus on their other enemies now. So we have conquered quite far down the Baltic coast now. And we need to get out of here so we're not bleeding money and men in attrition. And I am going to make this the county capital. And I'm going to create a new vassal here. And I am going to grant this vassal the entire island. The name should have changed to Arcona, though, I think. Should have renamed it first. Oh well. 100% moral authority. Hell yeah. Alright. So I think that's enough conquests in this direction for now. We're going to be looking more to the south and the east at this point. But first, let's make sure... Let's say we have temples in all of these counties. Oh no, those are just tribal. So... we are over our domain limit still, so let's load this filter. I think it has to be men at this point until we get our tolerance up. I don't want to send my marshal away. This guy, I'm going to grant him a landed title. Going to give him Verla. And then this guy, I'm going to grant him the county of Rostock. Okay, cool. Back under our domain limits. Let's get over here and send these dudes home. Lack of diligence. Let's offer Uliana some guidance. She beat me in the flitting, but apparently I'm teaching her to be diligent. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna spend 262 gold to prove how invested I am. Okay, gain the humble trait. Screenshot that. Which is kind of impressive, given what I've accomplished in the last few years. It's kind of impressive that I've stayed humble through all of it. I mean, I'm really like the most humble person ever, not to toot my own horn or anything. Let's see. Oh yeah, we've got a whole bunch of hostages here. That can probably help pay for our our escapades, and also help to serve to further bankrupt the Poles, which is the last thing they need right now. All right. So we have I believe we have a theocracy here now, right? Oh no, he made the barony his primary title. Oh well. Didn't I make that the county capital? Thought I made Arcona the county capital. I don't know. I don't know at this point. Alright, keep ransoming. Keep the ransom money coming. Okay, she became diligent and we became close friends. So apparently I get along okay with people who give me shit. Wish to forsake my old religion and lead Ryazan, which is a small breakaway realm over here, into the Diev Turiba faith. I'm happy to facilitate that for you. You will have to eventually accept vassalization from me, or else you will eventually be subjugated. It's the great festival of Rando in my dungeon has finished their education, and I'm supposed to care. A long-time Curonian holiday. Let's see. Stay out of factions. Good. Does that expand our realm enough that we can build any more retinues yet? Not yet, it would seem. Okay. The next thing we're going to do, or the next thing we're going to do, the next thing we're going to do would actually be a sufficient way to phrase that, is we're going to get rid of this eyesore that is just a big blob of Bukal in the middle of our fucking thing here. So, liberate titles within the High Chiefdom of Volhynia. Liberate Minsk. Would that give us more than one? Kiev, Chernigov. I think I'm going to use the Liberate Minsk CB. Vassalizes all non-nomadic lords within the Duchy of Minsk. That's fine. Yeah. Alright. We're going to do this. Screenshot the war. So there's just been kind of these nomads living in the middle of our borders. Just read the birds. The birds are good to us most of the time. There's a trader in the realm. Yeah, that seems fishy to me. I think you're pulling my leg. I think you're up to some shenanigans. Hey, it's already Rando in my dungeon finished their education day again. We celebrate that several times a year. It's almost like the feasts of the saints. Thank you. And actually, if I could die so she can get to ruling and have a longer reign, that would be nice, actually. I'll have to be as reckless as possible. Novogrudok, which was long a source of raids into our lands in previous eras. Okay. So we've got counterattack on the way. And we are going to have to respond to this as quickly as possible. Let's go ahead and raise up our domain troops. Hopefully they'll get there in time. We do have really good flank commanders. I'm actually going to make sure we have the best flank commanders. Alright. No, don't vote for him. He must be paying people to vote for him. Okay. So we held off long enough. Curious to see if we could have held off with that without the vassal levies. New kinswoman, she is the daughter of our current favored heir, at least. Alright, I suppose we can go attack here if they need some more convincing not to mess with us. Let's see. They are just hanging out in the capital without enough people. Dyra is pregnant with my child. Well, that's wonderful news. Hopefully it's a genius. Reputation as a follower of Perkunas is spreading. Fantastic. Alright. We are almost done here. I think this battle might cement our victory. If not, then the Siege of Chernigov surely will. Okay, awesome. Offer peace. Enforce demands. Finally, we don't have a big mint ice cream blob in the middle of our country. We have contiguous borders, which is very good. Let's go stand down our armies. We're going to create a new vassal here. We're going to find someone to rule over the county. Grant landed title. Novogrudok. So finally, after all this time, we have subdued Novogrudok. And let's do our duel. TJ actually remembered to do the duel. Rando in my dungeon. Oh, we're going to duel on Rando in my dungeon, finish their education day. Okay, he's accepted. The onlookers are cheering for me as I swing my wooden staff with increasing enthusiasm. Apparently I didn't even bother to bring the Axe of Per... Oh, it's not a lethal duel. That's why I'm not using the Axe of Perkunas. When it's over, Milzos is on the ground, his face red with embarrassment. I shrug, smiling at the crowd and my opponent. Fantastic. He might actually be the first ruler since Akko to reach the top rank in the society. Okay. So I bet we could form de jure Russia. That might actually be easier than forming a custom empire or forming the Wendish Empire. Let's see about just chipping away little by little at the edges here. So we have... Would they just be our vassal? I mean, that's bad on your part. Holy War loses us piety, but we can gain it back. 50 prestige and moral authority. Takes all their titles. Whereas Conquest, 100 prestige, 50 piety, 1 moral authority. So I think if you only want 1 county, I think Conquest is actually better. Let's cross the Pripyat first. Can only imagine how Dyra must feel as if being unable to publicly declare her feelings for each other was not enough. She now must lie about the fruit of her love. Well, let's go visit her. You don't have to lie about anything. I'll kill anybody who has a problem with it. Okay, that's a little bit larger army than I was expecting. Screenshot the war. Again, our RP justification for most of this is that we're trying to protect our trade routes. Not super worried here. The birds think this is a bad idea. unfortunately. Raise up some locals to help us out. Borit could use some guidance. He's not especially important to me, so I think I'm just gonna let him learn on his own. I mean, he is my oldest son, but we're not under primogeniture, and he doesn't really have the chops to be a ruler, so... Alright. Random courtier, I'm definitely not gonna do anything to change his stats. Okay, that was a close battle right there. Battle of Turov. That could have gone either way. Let's see, this is my son by Daira. He is not a genius, unfortunately. Saba. I'll acknowledge him as mine, but I'm not going to legitimize him because I'm kind of a dick and his stats aren't very good. Ryazan, we'll hook you up. We'll send you some cash. Outstanding. Someday we'll have money to just start building churches in different places. Or temples, really. The pagan ruler petitioned me to help him has died. So his heir still follows the faith, though, so that's fine. Okay. That is the end of that. So we have, we're further expanding south. We've gained foothold right outside of Kiev, which is an extremely important historical city. And that might be our next target, actually. So we got the Bukhal Revolt. We have a truce with Poland, and also they're actually doing all right now that they got rid of us, it looks like. Looks like their other foes they were able to kind of deal with. There's a war going on up here. What's going on here? Polotsk. Revolt against the chief of Polotsk. Okay, so it's not anything foreign policy related. Let's see what CBs we have against this guy. New war for Kutsk, Galach, Kiev. Kiev would give us both of these counties, which would be nice. Now let's do that. Forces of the Legion, any revolters will be hostile to our armies. Nearby Slavic rulers might ask to join. Okay, so there's a lot of caveats on this, but the council is voting 7-0, so I think we can pull it off. Let's do this. Hopefully before the revolt ends. It seems like all Bukhal ever does is have revolts. I don't know when the last time they had peace at home was. So yeah, securing Kiev is a pretty big deal. It's a very good. It's in a very good position for trade. We're right kind of where the Pripyat, the Dnieper, and the Desna meet and kind of flow into the Dnieper and the Black Sea. It was the capital of the Kievan Rus for quite a long time. Moscow only became the important political city in Russia much later after the Mongol conquests. Kiev was like the city for much of the early history of the Slavic, medieval Slavic world. So that'll be a huge deal to secure Kiev for our growing kingdom, soon to be empire. And I think we're gonna roughly kind of follow the borders of de jure Russia, because that's probably going to be the imperial title that we claim for ourselves. I don't think we will push much further into Western Europe for now, because I'm interested to see what happens with Poland. I kind of want them to stick around. All right. So he's called in Chief of Olmuk, which is way down here. I mean, okay. Whatever you want to do, man. Gonna go down to speed 4 real quick so we can catch up to these guys. Hopefully. A good delaying tactic. County of Riga has been converted. Nice. Bihor's host. Still causing trouble. Eventually, like, as a matter of protecting ourselves, we're going to have to continue to expand out into the steppe. Spoils waiting behind the walls of... Okay, they want me to raid the Byzantines. Okay. We can do that. We can go raid the Byzantines. It's been a good long while since we launched any raids against the Byzantines. We've been more focused on conquest than raiding in recent years, but yeah, take your 0.22 gold from Karachev. The Queen of Brno Bohemia has joined. All right, we're converting a lot of counties now that our moral authority is at 100%. We're gonna have the realm religiously unified pretty soon. You gotta remember this: the kingdom has never really been religiously unified. It's never even really been governmentally unified. It's still mostly tribal, even like 100 years or so after we adopt feudalism. So feudalism is spreading slowly. I don't think I'm... Yes, please keep her as the heir, please. What happened here? Oh, I just never handed it out. Is what happened. We're going to grant you the county of, yeah, Korostin. It's very difficult to... The first time you read a foreign word as a dyslexic person, it's a little bit laborious. Each swing of my sword has sent me deeper into enemy territory. Before I know it, I am surrounded. With a burst of energy, I roar loudly, causing a few of them to hesitate and one unfortunate soldier to stagger backward, tripping on a rock. Once again, we have scared someone and found a short sword on the ground. So, let's see. We need a new spy master. I think someone's still trying to kill me. Maybe. This guy would be a loyalist, which is really cool. He unfortunately has a fever, so let's hope it's not anything serious. Need to rededicate myself to Perkunas every 5 or 10 years or whatever it is. And what else is going on up here? Need to teach another kid to struggle. Need a new commander. Yeah, I don't care about threat. They can find me threatening all they want. Oh, let's kill these guys first. Railers have arrived, as long as they're not in the capital. Chief Kurlamusa has praised me, that's great. Sacrificing to Dievas. War isn't going quite as I thought I would. Let's ask for some cash. We're a little light on cash right now. We won't be for long because we're going to go raid the shit out of Byzantium after this is over, but let's okay, apparently the chief we appointed to Novogrudok died without an heir. So we got to find a new chief of Novogrudok. This guy looks like he'll do an okay job. Which means we also need a new spy master. Again, this guy would be a loyalist. I like it. Lacks education focus. Looks like she'll be a terrific warrior. Alright. Oh, he doesn't want to send me money. Well, that's alright. We've lost the humble trait. You know, going back and forth between being full of myself, not so full of myself. Borut has become a gray eminence. I like that. I like that about him. We've fulfilled the ambition to groom an heir. And we have no valid ambitions right now. And it looks like we don't have the war score we need either, so we're just going to go win some battles. Nostalgia comes easily in the soft light of a campfire. Last night, one eager soldier blessed us with a riveting tale of the battle that claimed the life of my kinsman, King Tridenus the Bear. This must be a popular legend or a popular song or something, because that story gets told a lot. That probably deserves an Wikipedia page. Rando finished his education. Kind or erudite? How about erudite? We need priests. Battle of the Korsun tribe. Raiders have successfully sieged Polotsk. Let's see. My daughter is sickly. Let's see if we can do anything about that. And hopefully we can wrap up this war pretty quickly. Okay, we're going to cross the Dnieper and attack from the west. Gundiga. She is the daughter of Zoigza. Sounds good. This should be a pretty major victory right here. Now, what terrain are we fighting on? I should have checked that. It's plains. At least it's not steppe. Battle hymns. Time to sing some battle hymns. New commander. Alright. We have won a resounding victory against the nomads. And I think that's where I try not to stop the episode in the middle of a war, but that is where we're going to have to stop. So we will continue next time with our conquest of Kiev. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification thing if you haven't already. You can find me on Twitter. I am at AsaTJ. That is ASATJ. You are watching Loresworn Gaming, and we will see you next time.